Welcome to Hiking with Kathleen. I'm Kathleen, and you're here with me as we're checking out Lake Superior Provincial Park. Today, Shannon and I are going on a road trip, and we're going to get a close-up view of Lake Superior. Hope you stick around. This is the hike we're heading on today. It's a marsh or a wetland, and so we know that it's going to be buggy. You can see the cloud of mosquitoes around us. We're having a little bit of a break here on Trapper's Trail. This is a boardwalk that goes across the wetland, and the lake here is called Russell Lake. So we were kind of hoping we would have a chance to see some large mammals, namely moose, but we haven't seen any in the wetland area. And we've seen plenty of frogs and heard songbirds. But this is such a beautiful setting, and I just want you to be able to take it all in. So we just went down and put our feet into Lake Superior together, and neither one of us was inspired to go swimming, because on one of the fact sheets, the map that I've been referring to from time to time, it says that the average temperature of the water in Lake Superior is 7 degrees. So it might not be 7 degrees right there at that moment in time because it's a little bit shallow as we're walking in along the rock, but it's cold water. It's very deep. In fact, the average depth of Lake Superior is 500 feet, and the deepest part is 1,500 feet. So that lends itself to having a difficult time warming up. So, Lake Superior, we've had a chance to touch it here at Katherine's Cove. So we chose to go for a little walk along, we thought to go see a lake. It's called Crescent Lake, and we're on a trail. So we have no idea how long it is. I do have the map. We'll have a look. It's pretty cool in here. We hope to see some interesting critters. It's a bit buggy down here.
It's very buggy.
But that's okay. We're prepared. We just wanted to see what Crescent Lake was, and we saw that there is a sign that says for canoeing. That's a hell of a way to get a canoe down here, because it'd be like portage, really. And then we saw that fishing and hiking were allowed. So here we are, off the beaten path.
Yeah.
Honey, you happy about that?
I think it's time for lunch.
Okay. Well, we've come and we've seen Crescent Lake. So we're hiking with some friends this morning that we made a couple of days ago. A couple of women that are from our end of the province, southwestern Ontario. So we're on the this South Old Woman Trail. We want to have a chance to see how this river flows, because we'd like to paddle it later today if we can. So it's clear that the beavers have been busy engineering this area. And it's possible we'll have to get out and walk the canoe from time to time, but we've done that in the Thames River as well. A little bizarre. So I was just looking at the rating classification for level of difficulty, and it's rated a moderate. But I tell you, if you're not comfortable with uneven footing, there's lots of rock ledges. Like we had to crawl over rocks to get from one side to the other side. And but anyway, it just added to the intrigue. So they've rated it moderate, and Peat Mountain was rated one level higher in difficulty. So there's another beautiful shot. So we came out here at 8 in the morning in order to see what sorts of wildlife was possible to be seen. We've seen mosquitoes, but we haven't seen any animals. We did hear that on Beaver Blanket Lake from our friends Brenda and Marlene, that neighbors at another campsite saw a moose. And that's where Shannon and I had a cup of tea 2 nights ago, sitting there watching the river, or watching Rabbit Blanket Lake at just before dusk, actually. So it's all about timing, and that's why I always come with a camera in hand. So going to that door. So we see remnants of a fire here, and nature comes back. Well, I'd like to thank you for joining us for the last couple of weeks. If you've been able to see both parts of the Lake Superior Provincial Park outings that Shannon and I have embarked on. We spent the morning today putting away a lot of the non-essential things because we're pushing off tomorrow morning and we are heading towards Owenda Provincial Park. I hope you have a chance to join us on that journey too. So while sitting out here looking over Rabbit Blanket Lake, I was thinking some of the highlights and wanted to share some of them with you. So we've been here for almost 2 weeks, and yes, we are very excited that it was an electrical site. We're going back into a non-electrical site situation, which just requires more work as you're constantly trying to fill the batteries of the trailer with your solar panels. So as for some of the highlights, people around here have been wonderful, campers, but also people that are local to the area. Some of the things that we did during our first week, we ended up going to Pancake Bay Provincial Park, which is about an hour and 15 from our campground. And it was there that we met up with a couple that I knew and introduced to Shannon, and met them for a wonderful lunch at their site. That was Rod and Maria, so a big shout out to you. It was a really great visit and an amazing meal. So we spent some time doing that, so we had a chance to check out yet another provincial park, another area of Lake Superior. And we've also been able to venture out on our canoe. Actually, we did so again yesterday. We wanted to kind of close it off and be out and paddle one more time. So we've become quite familiar with Rabbit Blanket Lake. And in addition to that, lots of hikes around here. We've had a chance to see Peat Mountain. If you saw the last series, that was very strenuous, but it was so rewarding to be able to get to the summit. And just a few days ago, we had a chance to meet some women that were camped just a couple doors down from us. Brenda, it was Brenda and Marlene. They'd been together for 55 years. We had such a great time, including a bonfire with them last night. So we've seen them a few times over their few days stay. They left this morning. Also, we went into Wawa, which is sort of the nearest larger town, in order to replenish our supplies. And it was there that we met the owners of the Lakeview restaurant, who were gracious and kind in letting us upload one of our YouTube videos. And without that kind of help, we didn't want to miss being able to provide a Tuesday episode. So anyway, big shout out to them. Support their business. I mean, their staff was very warm and welcoming, as were a lot of the clients that we ended up meeting along the way when we were there for the course of the time it took for us to upload a video. As well, there's Trapper's Line. There was the South Old Woman's Trail that we went to with Marlene and Brenda yesterday morning. That was actually our favorite trail. So it was a beautiful trail. I encourage you to go and check it out, as well as Peat Mountain, because it was strenuous and it was so worth it to get to the summit and be able to see the lookouts. We went on several different hiking areas, and we enjoyed them all. It just gave us a little bit more familiarity with Lake Superior. Katherine's Cove, don't miss seeing Katherine's Cove. It was beautiful, and it allowed us a chance to dip our toes into Lake Superior. So with that being said, if you enjoyed the series, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't yet, and maybe join us next week for our outing to Owenda Provincial Park. Thanks for joining us. Bye for now.